Today, January 17th, marks a very somber anniversary, not just for my family, but also friends from college. I went to college in the Pacific Northwest. My advanced degree is in sociology, and the stuff that's going on right now in Southern California, um, there, there's a lot of finger pointing, a lot of um, trying to figure out what happened, uh, why did it happen, what went wrong, what could have been done differently. And each time we have these kinds of disasters, it's not natural normal to go through this whole process, try to figure out what went wrong, what do we need to do differently. And here in California, it's not just wildfires, because 2019 we had a really bad fire in Northern California. Um, it devastated the wine industry, the vineyards, the grapevines. They were burned down. Even now, like 2025, several years later, we're still importing grapes from Central America. That's how serious this is. It's not, because the news, oh, these fires are bad, and then they talk about something else. But with us, in Northern California, we're still suffering from the wildfires of several years ago. And and when we needed help, Southern California, we really appreciate. They sent their fire trucks up here to help us. We really appreciate that. So now it's our turn to pay it forward. Southern California needs our help, so we did send several fire trucks over to their area. So yeah, that's it. Each time there's these disasters, we go through the same thing. What happened? What went wrong? What do we need to do differently? And one of the things that I see a lot in these types of situations is that there's a lack of infrastructure, lack of communication. And I know today we're still dependent on internet, smartphones to communicate. And when those things go down, um, it's confusing. It's like, okay, my cell phone's not working, my internet's not working. How can I get this information? Do I need to evacuate? So that's something that we need. We in Northern California, we also need to take a look at this and figure out what do we need to do, because we already had a really bad fire in Northern California in 2019. What do we need to do? What can we learn from this? What do we need? What infrastructures changes do we need to put in place to make sure that what happened in Southern California doesn't happen up here? So anyway, today's the anniversary of two earthquakes. Some people would argue. Let me go on to here. This was Some people would argue this was not as bad as the Loma Prieta, because a lot of people died. There was a lot of fire, a lot of freeways, highways that collapsed. The other thing is one of the most damaged parts of San Francisco was the Marina District, south of Market District also, but Marina District. Why was that so devastating? The rubble from the 1906 earthquake was put in that part of San Francisco, and they built homes and businesses directly on top of that. Obviously, in hindsight, that who said that would be a good idea? Why didn't the people push it back and say, hey, no, that's a wrong idea, maybe not today, maybe not next week, maybe not next month, next year, next decade, but maybe somewhere down the line, that's going to come back and bite us. So yeah, so stuff like that, it's not just, blame the government, recall the mayor, recall the governor. That's all. The only thing that's going to do is move the problem somewhere else. And obviously the next governor, the next mayor, they're not going to be addressing these issues. So take a look. So that's just, and like this earthquake, the Northridge earthquake. Some people might say, well, this is not as bad as Loma Prieta. Well, no, people died. College students died. Freeways collapsed. I mean, somebody's mother, somebody's parent, somebody's child, died in this earthquake. So we cannot say, this is not as bad as the Loma Prieta earthquake. Each one is just as devastating as, yeah. And this is scary here too. This earthquake, this is Northern California. Um, we Northern California felt this earthquake too. Same thing, Loma Prieta earthquake. Some of the high-rise buildings in Los Angeles, they actually swayed back and forth during the Loma Prieta earthquake. So, and even though you didn't hear any damage from Southern California, it all affects us the same, just as much. You may not see the damage, but it affects all of us. So this one, yeah. So I'll include this link in the description box below. So take a look at that. So yeah, see, not as many people, not as many casualties. But look at this. This is how much damage was done by that one earthquake. And you would think California were prepared, but this clearly shows, we need to fix this. Not wait until another. Because Loma Prieta earthquake, that was not the big one. The fact that that was not the big one is going to cost even more than this. So yeah, and I'll include. You can also see, take a look at this. This is an actual home in Santa Monica. This is near where the fires are, going on in Southern California. This is what happened to a home right here. Look at this. This is someone's home here. It's just so devastating here. And see, this is interstate. And this is not just major highway or minor highway. This is a major freeway. It could have been worse. Yeah, that's the other thing too. We also have to think it could have been worse. See, this highway collapsed here. See, this is the Kaiser Permanente. This is the medical building here that got damaged in that earthquake. See, look, this is an apartment. This is the thing that it was really on the news. All these apartment buildings, and these are cars. They have garages directly under them. So this is the thing we need to take a look at. Because we live in earthquake country, and this. Either reinforce it, or they need to put the garage place where people can park their cars somewhere else, and then you need to make and this is the pavement right here. You can see where the earth cracked. And this is another, lots of apartments collapse, and you cannot, people need to get to their stuff, but they can't because you don't know, next aftershock might actually collapse these buildings. And this was the Golden State Freeway. This is a complete failure of that freeway. Yeah, this is the garden. So so that's see, this did affect Hollywood. They had to shut down the attraction, and ironically, that's based on the motion picture earthquake. But the real thing is completely different from what Hollywood, because it's even scarier than anything that Hollywood couldn't come up with. So see. Even insurance companies, they stopped offering or restricted earthquake insurance because of this. So engineering analysis, they investigated. Underground walls are evaluated. You can read this. There's like a lot of stuff that came out of this too. So. It also used as a device in the movie. So and then a song also. So take a look at this. So that's, definitely you can see Lots of infrastructure damage. The next one, this one, this actually hit close to home. Sadly, one of our friends of our family passed away. And this one, a lot of people are like, they were shocked. They were like, wait a minute, Japan. I mean, more than California, Japan, they're they're ready. But this proved no. You know, they also have infrastructure issues. They also have issues with politicians not being proactive. And hey, this is what's going on. We need to fix the infrastructure before the next earthquake. And people didn't take it seriously. So, and a lot of people died, sadly. So yeah, look at this. This is their freeway right here. I mean, this is exactly 1 year anniversary of the Northridge earthquake. This happened. Just unbelievable how much damage this one did. This one was a lot more. Because I mean, we look at this. Who has? I mean, who has $200 billion to fix this? And you can't fix this. You can't fix all the people who died there. And all these people were injured. And all these people were displaced. And this was in January, in the middle of winter. There's no power, there's no water. Back then, the internet, they had internet, but not like it is today. And smartphones didn't exist back then. Maybe some people might have had cell phones, but it's mostly like emergency crews probably had like walkie-talkies or something like that. But they didn't have any power. They couldn't cook food. They couldn't go back into the house. They have to go outside where it's cold. And the heartbreaking tales were these grandmothers, grandfathers. They said, no, I don't need any food. Food is for the children. So let me see if I can find look at this. That was the department store here. See, it's not, the whole city was just under rubble. You can see here, this is the when the earthquake falls, you can see exactly where it hit, right there. And this is the earthquake memorial park. I've never actually been here, but I heard that they have the names of everybody who died, who perished on that day. Yeah, this is their shopping, business district right here. Yeah, and every year they have their memorial. Yeah, and then this also forced Japan. A lot of countries donated money, and those donations just sat in the warehouse. So definitely, because of the public outcry of all this, they did improve. And there was an earthquake a few years after that, I think in 2001 or so. You can tell the response was different. And then, obviously, 2011, an even bigger one happened. And they're still reeling from the effects of that earthquake. So yeah, I'll link these two in the description box below. You can also go into YouTube. There's a lot of stuff. Because you can actually see archival footage of those earthquakes and what the news reported. See, 1 year ago, 6 years ago. So you can, I'll include this in the description box below. This one too. Let me do this one also. Yeah, lessons learned. So we got a lot here too. So yeah, I'll include these 4 links in the description box below. And yeah, we really need to focus on, rather than pointing fingers at politicians, we need to look at ourselves too. Because what do we need to do to make sure this doesn't happen again? Not just the earthquakes, but also what's going on in Southern California right now. So yeah. With that, I shall see you next time. Hopefully with something happier, but definitely these anniversaries, they really touch my heart. Take care.